If you want to get into IT and become a system administrator, what are some of the challenges that you will experience when you start working as a system administrator? So in today's video, this question it's sitting on my mind for quite a bit, and I want to go into different areas here and really give you a good understanding and perspective what I think are challenges that you want to take a look at and potentially decide, I don't want to work as a system administrator, or yes, I thrive with these type of challenges. Hi, my name is Christoph Puetz. I'm your IT career guide. And here on this YouTube channel, we talk about careers in information technology and these type of questions. So working as a system administrator in information technology, there are plenty of challenges. There are so many, I cannot list them all in this video. We would be going on for a very long time. But I want to point out some specific challenges that hopefully give you an idea, okay, getting into IT, becoming a system administrator, there are some good challenges ahead, and I thrive with these challenges. So let's get going, let's take a look at the first challenge. So one of the biggest challenges in information technology is really the variety of solutions that are out there. I mean, if you talk to salespeople, their solution is always best. And then you find 10 people that give you a solution for one problem, and now you have to choose between those 10. So really trying to narrow it down and then build your skill set about 1, 2, maybe 3 technical solutions. That's one of the challenges. So you have to learn a lot, and if you just spread too wide, too thin, you will not be able to be that subject matter expert. So focus on a smaller number of technical solutions and you will have more success. Of course, you need to pay attention to make sure that the solutions that you pick and where you are a specialist in are not becoming obsolete. So just keep an eye on that. And I mentioned this in other videos. If you work in IT, you constantly have to learn new technologies. Another big challenging situation working in IT is really dealing with people. You might not necessarily be trained to deal with people. And yes, I had my own cases where I had challenges to work with people and we were butting heads and it was not always pretty. It's something that you learn over time. And you have to really fine-tune your people skills. And there are so many different characters and everything out there. It's just like we have to find a way to communicate. We have to find a way to coexist. We don't have to like all the people, but hopefully we can build relationships where we have respect for each other and for the work that we do. So that is challenging, and if you do not have good people skills, that might be something where you just want to pay attention. You can avoid certain situations and build up that skill set, but don't just let your feelings and your opinions run rampage and then potentially do damage to your career. So think about the people situation and make sure that you give it the right level of attention when you get there. Another big challenge working in information technology as a system administrator is budget, is money. Depending on where you work, the company might always be working with a lower end budget, or the budget is just giving you really the basics that you need, but nothing more. A limiting budget will determine what type of solutions you roll out. The budget will determine if you work with newer technology or older technology, especially if you work in the public sector, so you work for a government entity in any way. There is always a big budget problem and once taxpayer money is involved, there's a lot of budget constraints that you will experience. So if you work in the public sector, you will have budget issues that you work with, and it will limit your ability to become a subject matter expert in newer technologies. In the private sector, there are companies, of course, they potentially have more money, but you will also run into situations where it's just, nope, we want the cheapest, we do not want to spend more money. Sometimes you have to spend money to get the quality, to get the right products. But if the mindset is no, we have to be careful with the money that we spend, you might end up in a situation where you have to be more creative to deliver a solution, even if there is something significantly better out there, if you could just pay for it. Another big challenge is time. Sometimes it takes time to roll out a solution. You cannot move as quickly as you want, or you are able to move quickly, but your peers or partners, internal, external, are not able to move so quickly. So time might set you back, and a project suddenly can take 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, or even longer. By the way, public service announcement. If you are not sure where to take your IT career, or you want to get into information technology and are just not sure which direction to go, I offer career coaching service for information technology specialists or people that want to become information technology specialists. So just think about time really. It's something like also money for a budget. there is not unlimited time, there is not unlimited money. So you have to really approach it from that perspective and maybe use a little bit creativity or understanding that, okay, it will be a slower process. So lower your expectations. Lowering your expectations might be painful, but it avoids that you are really feeling frustrated, that you're just, it's like, oh, why is this? So understand how time works. Think about it as time, or compared to money. There's not unlimited time, there's not unlimited money, and manage this expectation. So you will be better, calmer, and overall more experienced and more professional when you keep this in mind. Another big challenge working as a system administrator is if you are working for a non-technical manager. So that manager relies on you as a subject matter expert to provide technical solutions. Where it becomes difficult, where it really becomes a challenge, if the non-technical manager has to make a technical decision. So that person, knowingly or unknowingly, might go for the lowest risk. And that could be very frustrating for you if you can explain and showcase why we want to go with something more in the middle, because the payoff will be significantly higher. And some people are just trying to avoid the risk, especially if they don't understand the technology, or they artificially slow down a process, a project, just make it difficult. So understand who you are working for. If you are switching jobs, make sure you are not just being interviewed. You are interviewing that company, you are interviewing your potentially future peers, and you are interviewing that manager as well. Understand how that manager operates, especially if it's a non-technical manager, a just so-called people manager. Just understand that it will be a challenging environment if you don't know and you walk into something like this, and then suddenly it becomes very difficult to work there. Kind of related really is that working for a manager that has unreasonable expectations. So you know what's possible, you know how much time something takes, and well, if the expectations are unreasonable and you are forced to maybe work overtime, work a lot on weekends and evenings, then that's not healthy for you. That's not good for your personal life, that's not good for your family, and overall it leads to burnout. And burnout is one of the most difficult things that you're facing in your career, and you want to avoid getting to that point where you are completely burnt out because of unreasonable expectations for a manager that is not really considering your well-being as well. So just make sure when you get into these type of situations that you try to manage these situations, and well, unreasonable expectations hopefully can be addressed, but sometimes it's also you have to go somewhere else for your own personal well-being. So working as a system administrator in IT, there are lots of good things happening. And I want to point out with this video, there are also a lot of challenges. It's not just all Goldilocks and rainbow and pixie dust and all that cool stuff. No, there are a lot of challenges that can make your life very difficult. And I already mentioned the word burnout, so be careful not to burn out. You want to be in there for the long term. You don't want to lose your interest in the technology because you are burning out. You are just completely done with it. So there are quite a few challenges along the way. You will not always be able to avoid them, but if you know them up front, hopefully it gives you an idea how to manage it better and to step back and prepare better when you run into those situations. So let me know in the comments if you were facing burnout in IT or in a different career as an example. I would love to have that discussion with you. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.